Well, let us now shift our focus to the matters that have to do with homeowners. We now talk to the Community Schemes Ombud Service, or CSOS. They're a body that has an interest in regulating parties within community schemes and administers services, including sectional title schemes and homeowner associations. We are joined by Thembelihle Mbatha, the acting chief ombud at CSOS. Thembelihle, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. I think CSOS is certainly one of those organizations that a lot of South Africans don't know too much about. Tell us a little bit about CSOS and really what the mandate of CSOS is.
Good morning, still morning. Good morning to you. Yes, indeed, the Community Scheme Ombud Service is a entity, a Schedule 3A entity under the Department of Human Settlements. We are a regulator and we regulate community schemes. And community schemes, we're talking about all schemes that touch on having body corporates, homeowners associations. So you're looking at your estates, your block of flats, you're looking at your retirement villages, share blocks, as well as townhouses, those kind of gated communities. So our mandate is to promote harmonious living in these gated communities, as well as be a form of dispute resolution. We provide dispute resolution services. We need to educate, train, and bring awareness about the CSOS and the services we provide. So our main aim is to educate homeowners and developers as well, have a well-governed community scheme in terms of their rules and governance documentation.
Yeah, I think that certainly when you get to, the rights and responsibilities of homeowners, particularly where you've got a sectional residence like a complex, for instance, it does get quite difficult to understand, right? Let's talk a little bit about what some of your membership then would look like. Are we talking about body corporates largely as part of, I suppose, the inner workings of CSOS?
Hey, I've lost you there a bit.
Can you hear me, Thembelihle? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So we're talking. So I'm essentially wanting to educate South Africans and say, okay, so who would speak directly to CSOS? Would it be the body corporate where we're speaking about a residence, for instance, like a complex, and not necessarily the tenant or homeowner themselves, right?
Yes, we're talking about all of the stakeholders.
Your mic is gone, Thembelihle.
We're speaking about all the homeowners. So in essence, you'd be talking
I can't
to...
hear you. There you are. Okay, you're back. Go ahead.
Yes, we're speaking to all the homeowners, all the stakeholders within these gated communities. So it could be yourself as a homeowner having a dispute with your body corporate, for instance, or having a dispute with a fellow neighbor within those gated communities. And we also deal with matters that look at the body corporate having disputes with the managing agent, those that are tasked to look after the estate itself and the runnings of the estate. So it's quite vast. It's all those different role players. For instance, developers in the country. You cannot open your development or your establishment and start selling houses without obtaining what we call a Section 10 certificate from the CSOS to enable you to register at the deeds office. Yeah. So we're really trying to regulate from a grassroots level.
Yeah, let's talk about the various kinds of disputes that you then, as CSOS, would then handle, and how you've gone about doing so.
Okay, so the type of disputes that we would be handling as CSOS, looking at our current economic climate, is not doing so well. You may find that there's disputes that arise around levies. Levies could be increased astronomically without consultation of the homeowners through a proper AGM, for instance. I think South Africans need to know, if you're staying in this kind of gated community, for instance, your administrative levy cannot increase more than 10%. But if you don't know what you don't know, you then can't bring your dispute to the CSOS. We've seen some special levies being raised. We're now on stage 6 of ESCOM. So you find creative ways of really getting off the grid in terms of the estate. So they're raising some special levies to take care of issues like solar for the boundary walls and things like that. That increases costs, and they need to hold then special meetings that are in line with the Act and what we govern.
Yeah, and I want to talk about what the sort of legal limitations are, or perhaps some of the legal things that we should know. A lot of us would move into a complex, perhaps even want to be part of the body corporate. But is it compulsory that a body corporate, for instance, or a sectional body like that, be part of CSOS? Right? Just talk about the importance of ensuring that your scheme is registered and operates legally, and then how that relates to the legality with its relationship with CSOS.
It's very important. In fact, we're on a drive to encourage all the community schemes to register with the CSOS, because there's a difference between a scheme that is registered with the CSOS and that one that is not really registered and governed or regulated under the CSOS. We ensure that the scheme has proper governance documentation. They hold the AGMs that are required in terms of statute, and they hold them properly. We ensure that the rules of where you're staying are constitutional. We found that some instances you have rules that are unconstitutional. For instance, they could be racially discriminative, to say if you're of a certain race, you can't move into this estate. That is unconstitutional, and those are the things we look out for as the CSOS. So in terms of registration, it is compulsory, it is legislated. As homeowners, if you're informed, you can ensure that your managing agent or body corporate or trustees are registered with the CSOS. Yes.
Yeah. Well, Thembelihle, we really have enjoyed having you on the show. Thank you so much for enlightening us. Thembelihle Mbatha, the Acting Chief Ombud at CSOS.